The job was a bust. You stand bruised and empty-handed at the mouth of the Whispering Caverns, the only survivors of what was supposed to be a simple goblin-clearing contract. The beast you found inside was no goblin, and it has sent you running back to the daylight with nothing to show for your trouble but new scars. Your first paycheck is gone, but your lives are not. From the cave entrance, you see two new paths, aside from the one you took to get here. The riverbed. A dry, rocky riverbed winds down the hill. It looks like a long, difficult path, but it leads away from the caves toward the relative safety of the lowlands. The rope bridge. To your left, a rickety rope bridge spans a deep chasm leading to a sheer cliff face dotted with ruins. The bridge looks ancient, but it's a direct route to somewhere new. Back inside, the cave still whispers. You could gather what's left of your courage and venture back into a different tunnel, hoping to find the goblin's actual lair and avoid the larger beast. The choice is yours. What's the play?
Whoa, bummer, bros. That was totally gnarly in there. My Uncle Joey always said, if you can't dodge it, you gotta shred it. But I think that beast was a little too much shredding for me, dude. I'm feeling pretty wiped. I'm going to check out the rope bridge, see if that leads us to some chill vibes and maybe some Taco Bell.
Yeah! Are you kidding me, you maggots? We just got our gear smashed and nearly died, and you're talking about Taco Bell! We need to recalp and get paid! I say we go back in and wipe out whatever filthy creature is still breathing in there! We march back into those godforsaken caves and find the real lair! Or so help me! I will make you run laps around this entire mountain until your legs fall off! We go back inside!
All right, folks, the broadcast is live from the mouth of the Whispering Caverns, and let me tell ya, the tension is thicker than a playoff game in overtime. Sergeant Havoc is laying down the law, calling for a return to the danger zone, but Bodhi Jones is looking for a softer landing, maybe a concession stand somewhere. What a strategic matchup we've got here. Bobby, what are your thoughts on this coaching decision? My gut says we need to regroup, but Havoc's got that fire in his belly. You can't deny that drive. I'm gonna go with the direct route. See what's on the other side of this chasm. I will attempt to cross the rope bridge. What a play!
Havoc, it appears you have been outvoted. Both Bodhi and Chip have decided to cross the bridge. What say you?
What? Outvoted? You pathetic cowards won't even face the enemy again? Fine, fine. But if we get ambushed on that rickety death trap, I'm holding you both personally responsible. I will cross the rope bridge, but don't think for a second I'm happy about it. Move it! Let's go!
The party moves out towards the rickety bridge to the west. As they approach the bridge, they are approached by a trader. Greetings, fellow travelers. I must warn you about this bridge. It is very unsturdy, but if you are willing to spend 25 septims, I will guide you across and show you the correct steps to take. Your party is currently in possession of 50 goldstay. On septims. Discuss amongst yourselves your course of action, starting with you, Bodhi.
Whoa, 25 septims? That's kind of steep, dude. My Uncle Joey always said, you don't pay for the wave, you just ride it. Maybe we can just, feel out the bridge ourselves, you know? See if it's a good vibe.
Yeah! Feeble excuses! Uncle Joey sounds like a complete dirt eater. We're not paying some greasy merchant to hold our hands across a flimsy death trap. I'm going to assess the bridge myself and determine its structural integrity. If it holds me, it holds anything.
classic dilemma unfolding here. A real coaching challenge for this party. Sergeant Havoc is digging in his cleats, ready to trust his own instincts, while Bodhi Jones is looking for the bargain bin. A real free agent approach to this situation. The market is open, and this trader is asking a hefty price for his services. Bobby, what's the call here? Does this team have the capital for this kind of investment, or are we going with the home field advantage and trusting our own scouting report? I'm going to consult with the team. I will ask Sergeant Havoc and Bodhi Jones what they think about spending the septums.
Chip decides to consult you too, Bodhi and Havoc, whether or not your party should spend the septums. Havoc thinks the bridge can hold him, but you can hear the bridge ahead creak and groan. You decide what happens, Bodhi.
Whoa! That bridge sounds like it's really not vibing, bros. And 25 septums is like a whole lot of Taco Bell currency. Maybe we should, like, save our gold for when we find some righteous grub after this whole ordeal. I'll try to cross the bridge myself, but I'll go super slow, dude.
Bodhi decides to try and cross the bridge himself, not taking the advice of the trader. Because Bodhi takes it slow, the challenge will be reasonable. If you roll a 12 or above, you cross the bridge safely. Unfortunately for you, Bodhi, you roll a pitiful 1. You instantly fall through the first plank on the bridge, clearly not taking the correct first step. The traveler laughs to himself. See, I told you it wasn't sturdy. Wanna consider my deal now? Bodhi is no hanging from the bridge. Sergeant Havoc, you are now up. What do you choose to do?
Yeah! You pathetic worm! You can't even walk across a bridge without falling to your doom? Fine! I'll pull your sorry hide out of this mess! I will attempt to grab Bodhi and pull him back onto the bridge!
Sergeant Havoc attempts to pull Bodhi up from the side of the bridge. Now that the bridge is even more unstable, this could be a bit risky. Do you want help from the trader, Havoc?
Help from the trader? Are you insane, maggot? I don't need help from some greasy peddler. I will pull him up myself.
Sergeant Havoc refuses to accept help from the trader. Septims are not easy to come by. Again, this is a risky move. A 15 or above and you will pull Bodhi up to safety. And with an 18, you are successful. Bodhi is now up. Chip, it is now your turn. What do you choose to do?
All right, folks, what a play from Sergeant Havoc. He's digging deep, pulling out all the stops to save his teammate. Bodhi's looking a little shaky, but he's safe for now, thanks to Havoc's strength. Bobby, that was a clutch move. A real game changer. Now it's my turn to make a play. I'm going to carefully make my way across the bridge, keeping an eye on any loose planks. I will attempt to cross the rope bridge.
Still denying help from the trader, you start to see him slowly walk away. All right, fine. Good luck, you guys. If you ever need anything, I'll be at the tavern on the other side. Just ask for Jeremy, and I should be there. He walks away in the other direction, perhaps finding a better alternative path. Still, the bridge seems to be your best bet across the river quickly. Chip, you attempt to cross the bridge. A 12 or above, and you do it successfully. You roll a natty D20. Not only do you cross over to safety, but you are able to memorize the path and relay it back to your party. The difficulty to cross the bridge is significantly easier. Bodhi, it is now your turn. What do you choose to do?
Whoa, dude. Thanks, Havoc. That was righteous. I was totally losing my grip there. Okay, now that Chip's paved the way, I'm gonna try and get my act together. I'll carefully follow Chip's path across the bridge, bro.
Bodhi attempts to cross the bridge, carefully following Chip's instructions. Because Chip memorized the path, you are almost certain of its stability. Roll a 7 or above and you'll cross. And with a 15, you are successful. Sergeant Havoc, you are all that remain. What is your course of action?
All right, folks, another incredible recovery. Bodhi Jones showing some real grit after that near disaster. And Chip Callahan, what a performance. A natural 20 on that bridge crossing, Bobby. That's a highlight reel play right there. Havoc's still on the wrong side of this chasm, and the broadcast is still live. I'm going to shout across to him. Hey, Havoc, you big lug, just follow the path Chip laid out. It's a sure thing. Don't let that bridge get the best of you. I will shout instructions to Sergeant Havoc. What a play!
Chip, you incompetent buffoon! I don't need your whiny instructions. I'm Sergeant Havoc, and I'll cross this damn bridge my own way. I will cross the rope bridge.
Despite the obvious strategy and successfulness of Chip's path, Havoc attempts to take his own out of pure ego. Because of his ego and stubbornness to follow the path, his chances of falling through the bridge are much higher. Roll a 14 or above and you cross successfully. And with an 8, you hear a loud snap. You immediately lose balance and fall through one of the boards. Sergeant Havoc, as you are currently falling, I'll give you a change to catch yourself. But it'll be a challenge. What do you wish to do?
I'll grab onto the edge of the splintered plank I just fell through. I will attempt to pull myself back onto the bridge.
Sergeant Havoc, if you roll a 15 or above, you will be successful. And again, with another 8, you fall. As the rest of the party stares in pure horror, you hear a loud splash. Bodhi, Chip, you look down and see Havoc's body in the river below. Sergeant Havoc, you lose 1 heart, bringing you down to just 2 remaining. Bodhi, you are up. What do you wish to do?
Whoa, dude, that looked gnarly. Are you okay, Havoc? My Uncle Joey always said, you gotta roll with the punches, bro. But that looked like a pretty rough punch. I'm gonna see if I can get a better look at the river below to see if there's a safe way down to help him. I will look down into the chasm.
Bodhi attempts to look down below, looking for a safe way downwards. He spots a rope on the side of a cliff they are standing on, just a few feet away. It looks old, but seems sturdy. Maybe you can use it down, descend towards Havoc, and help him back up. Chip, you are up.
All right, folks, a rough landing for Sergeant Havoc, but he's still in the game, down to his last 2 hearts. That's the kind of grit you love to see, even if it wasn't the most graceful play. Bobby, Bodhi spotted a rope. That's a real Hail Mary opportunity here, a chance to get back in this contest. I'm going to shout to Bodhi, hey Bodhi, good spotting. See if that rope looks solid, and maybe you can get down there to Havoc. I will shout advice to Bodhi regarding the rope. What a play!
Chip attempts to shout advice to Bodhi. Depending on the roll, you will grant him a bonus effect. And with a 4, it is a pretty mediocre effect. Bonus has a slight morale boost, but not a whole lot of confidence. Bodhi, you are up. What do you choose on to do?
Whoa! Thanks, Chip. That's righteous of you, bro. That rope looks kinda sketch, but if it's our best shot at helping Havoc, I'm gonna try it. I will try our way to use the rope to descend down to Sergeant Havoc.
Bodhi attempts to descend using the rope to reach Havoc. A roll of 8 or higher will be effective, and with a 16 you are successful. You manage to pull Sergeant Havoc back up to safety, the whole party now successfully on the other side of the rickety bridge. I will give each of you a chance to discuss amongst yourselves before we move on to the next stage.
Whoa, dude, that was intense. Glad we all made it across, even with Havoc taking a little dip. My Uncle Joey always said, the best waves are the ones you ride out together, bro. Now, what's the plan for getting some grub? I'm totally starving.
Ragged breathing! That was a close one! You hear me? A very close one! Next time, we follow the plan and don't waste time with sentimental nonsense. But we made it! That's what matters! Now, where's this Taco Bell you keep mumbling about, Bodhi? I need something to soothe my raw throat from all that screaming!
All right, folks, what a journey across that bridge! Sergeant Havoc, a truly harrowing descent, but you're back in the game. And Bodhi, you showed some real grit pulling him up. That's teamwork right there, Bobby. We've weathered the storm, navigated the treacherous chasm, and now we're on the other side, ready for the next quarter. The important thing is we're all here, and we've got a full squad. Now about this grub. I believe our next move should be to scout the immediate area for any signs of civilization, or dare I say, a vendor selling quality hydration. I will suggest we look for a place to get food and drink. What a play!
And with that, the party moves onward.